Welcome to the virtual tour for our 2022 Graduating Art Students exhibition. Right near the entrance, we have sculptures from the series titled Reverse by Vanessa Gonzalez, who was the winner of this year's Senior Award. Vanessa was exploring the different ways metal and ceramic elements can be brought together, and these works highlight how colors that were produced from heating layered steel can complement the glazes on the ceramics. Forming clay to have straighter corners and steel with more curves also upends the usual associations with these two different materials. Madeline Duffin uses sea glass, or glass that has been weathered and worn down by seawater tides, in this beautiful pendant. While she is unsure of the origins of this particular sea glass, the floral inlay was so striking that she created a mirror image of the pattern on the reverse side. Next to these works are Ceramic Mountains by Li-Ping Zheng, part of a series titled Mountains in My Memories. These delicately sculpted and brightly glazed ceramics are reminiscent of Li-Ping's childhood, which were spent in a small town in northern China surrounded by mountains. Li-Ping is also a jewelry maker and metalsmith, and created this assemblage for the exhibition. Over here, we have a few works by Brad Vaccaro, whose artwork focuses on the struggle between seemingly opposing constructs intertwined with one another. Subjects like life and death, society and nature, imagination and reality, and anxiety and comfort feature heavily throughout his works. And through his exploration of these topics across multiple media, he attempts to illustrate the ebbs and flows along these spectrums and the struggle to make sense of a journey from one end to the next. On the opposite wall, we have two graphic design projects by Aileen Rodriguez Jimenez, including this book of typography quotes with Aileen's own variations on fonts, and this packaging for handcrafted soaps that Aileen made herself. In this corner, we have a life-size statue by Derek Bryan, who wanted to confront the injustices of the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy, a policy that allowed for the dishonorable discharge of openly gay individuals from the military between 1994 and 2011. Over 13,600 people, represented by the pennies on and around the statue, ultimately received a dishonorable discharge because of this policy, which meant losing benefits typically awarded to veterans, as well as losing civilian rights like the right to bear arms, vote, or take out certain bank loans. If you look carefully, you'll see an American flag under the pennies on the front of the statue and a pride flag on the back. Next, we have a series of photographs by Jasmine Y. Arboleda. Over the past year, her work has contained elements of loneliness and darkness, and in this new project, she added a new element, the stillness of quiet neighborhoods at night. Jasmine wanted to challenge herself by experimenting with night photography on film, and the dramatic use of the artificial lights found at night emphasizes the theme of loneliness that permeates her work. Aileen Rodriguez Jimenez is a digital media artist as well as a graphic designer, and you can see examples of spaces she has programmed that combine realistic concepts with non-realistic ones. She is inspired by architectural buildings she has seen and mixes them up to make her own creations. Here in the back room, we have more photographs by Zachary Zavorskas. In his black and white series Unknown, the works serve as an insight into Zachary's own psyche and delves into the personal ideas of loneliness, confusion, and everything else the current state of the world has brought. He uses long exposures and double exposures to create a distorted composition to reflect the view of life around him. The color photograph in the center is from the series Crossing and explores the idea of impromptu moments in street scenes and reveals his own thought process as he jumps between more sporadic moments and methodical decisions. On this wall, we have two drawings by Olivia Petrarca. Olivia has often been told that she is too much of a control freak when she works, and she tends to focus her energy into precision and crisp renders. This series, titled Lose It, was her way of giving up that control and finally letting go. And in this back corner, we have the third work by Brad Vaccaro, a sculpture titled Ascension, made in 2022 out of steel. And you can see all the intricacies of the windings that he's done and the shadows that they create on the wall. And last, but certainly not least, we have this series of photographs by Miguel Madera, whose interest is capturing the still life of nighttime scenery and hidden pockets around the cities. He also includes two photographs of scenes in New York City. Thank you for joining me on this virtual tour of our 2022 Graduating Art Students exhibition. Congratulations to all of our seniors and new RIC alumni. The Bannister Gallery will reopen in the fall, and we'll see you all again soon.